G'day there, Alex here, letting a few of the pilots have a play with my wing, see what they think of it. I think Jeremy's a bit shocked at how heavy the wing is. After having a good laugh at Jeremy, Brad decided to give it a bit of a crack. Brad has flown wings like this before, so he's a lot more comfortable under it than Jeremy was. He said the wing flew quite well. It was kind of like a flying boat, super stable, quite heavy, but flew quite safely and nice. He also said the brake lines were extra long, so I should wrap the brakes around my hands once or twice to give myself a much better control over the wing. So thanks for the feedback, Brad. Appreciate that. There's a great sense of humour and camaraderie amongst this crew. People are always taking the mickey. It creates a really fun atmosphere when we're all having a laugh and having a good time.
Got some of my PG3 tests today.
So I'm looking forward to that. Got to do big ears, rear riser steering.
Got to show off some landings, 360s, 180 degree turns.
And a few other bits and bobs, so hopefully I'll be able to do all those today.
See how we go.
So to qualify as a PG3 paraglider pilot, I need to have logged at least 3 soaring flights, at least 15 minutes duration and 2 hours of flight time in thermic lift. Also need to have logged 60 flights and a minimum of 15 hours airtime in a minimum of 25 days and a minimum of 5 flying sites. 2 hours got to be in thermic inland sites. I've met all these requirements, so Mark, the local safety officer, is testing me out to make sure I've also got the skills to match.
You're loud and clear, Mark. A bit of rain coming in here. Quite high enough to do any of my testing things yet.
So demonstrating a 360 degree turn, first of all I check, make sure there's no traffic around and I've got plenty of clearance. When you're near a site and you're doing a 360 turn, you get blown in very rapidly towards the site, so I've got to make sure there's plenty of space. Nice smooth control of the glider and then a smooth exit.
So Mark, did you see the 360? Roger, go for another one.
360 degree turn will also lose a fair bit of altitude, so I've got to make sure I'm high enough.
Yeah, I can do that. I'll do that now.
So now I need to control the glider with the rear risers instead of the brakes. There's an alternative form of steering and controlling the glider, which is handy if the brakes fail for any reason. They also create less drag.
Sorry, missed that last one. Sorry, getting low, just need to rebuild my height.
Flying around with no engine, I'm completely at the mercy of the wind. In this case it's dying off, so I come in and top land and just kite the wing waiting for it to pick up. Now it feels strong enough, so up I go again.
Roger that. Doing biggies now. And coming in for a landing approach.
I have to demonstrate an aeroplane style circuit landing approach, which is something we don't really do much around here, doing a lot of coastal soaring. So for this I'm turning onto the downwind leg, the wind's behind me, it's extremely fast. So the downwind leg only goes for a few seconds and I immediately turn in onto the base leg. The circuit is a little tricky to judge because at this point I'm in left. I'm thinking of pulling big ears, but I managed to pop out of the lift and start descending. So the test included a whole series of other things which I didn't show in this video, including laying out and packing up the glider in different conditions, pre-flighting the glider and checking everything, demonstrating good takeoff skills and techniques in all different kinds of conditions, including forward launches and reverse launches. I had to demonstrate S-style approaches as well. I also got thoroughly tested on the speed system, the rigging of it, and how to use it.
Well, just landed down at the base of Tunk after doing that final circuit. Reckon I did pretty well on my test, so we'll see what Mark says, but I think I've met all the requirements for my PG3, so hopefully I can take my training wheels off and fly completely unsupervised. See how we go. Good morning. A lovely day here at Snapper Rock. Conditions are looking good for flying, and my PG3 license just came through. So I'm very happy I can take off my training wheels. So I had to fly around with this streamer on my back to warn everyone that I was a rookie and I had to be watched all the time. Off she comes. Awesome!
So I always like to challenge myself and push my limits. So this is Snapper Rock, a much more difficult place to fly, somewhere I've never attempted to fly before. Andrew's taking me down. We're going to attempt a bottom launch. I always expect to make lots of mistakes when I'm pushing the boundaries. I've never attempted a bottom launch either.
Just here. Do you get lift? Yep.
So there's nothing simple about this launch. I've got to kite the wing here, then I've got to ground handle it to a different location further up the hill. Then I've got to do a running launch into a very small band of lift and then attempt to work my way up the hill. Very challenging. Starting my launch run. It's a nice safe spot to make mistakes. If I fall down, I'm not going to get hurt, which I do here. Wing pick me up and then dump me into a bush.
Almost looked like I knew what I was doing.
Okay, let's try this again.
Wants to take me into this bush again. My wing might not fly well enough to launch here. Yeah. Well, I'm not flying, like I'll run into that bush. He doesn't want to fly. Definitely doesn't want to fly.
Just not getting enough lift here to get up off the ground, so time to come up with another plan.
If I go up a bit higher here. Now she wants to fly. But not much.
Looks like my first bottom launch will have to wait for another day. Snapper Rock is a very difficult place to top launch, so I need supervision for doing this even though I'm a PG3. First I have to kite the wing, and then again ground handle it to a separate location, and then I have to either launch over tall fences or try and work my way through a narrow gap or launch down the path. I'm really glad to have all the support to make sure I stay safe during this. Not getting enough lift to bunny hop over the fence, and I drop the wing straight over a bush. Very annoying, not dangerous but annoying. Love the other pilots around here. They're all really supportive and always keen to pitch in and help out. So trying to launch over the stair rail didn't work, so try something different. The wind's a lot stronger this time, so I have to really lean forward in my harness to keep that wing moving forward. I'm going to try and move through that little gap next to the sign and launch straight over the edge.
If I didn't get caught, can someone unhook me? Thank you. Come on, come on, come on. You can save this. Okay. Got it. Thanks. Woohoo! Not much in the way of lift.
There's good wind, but no lift up here at all, so the angle must be bad. So it's immediately time to come into land. Got to be careful with land, he's going to snap a rock. The beach is covered in rocks. There's only a few patches where you can actually put down safely, so you need to be very accurate with your landings before you even attempt to fly here. Munro running hard for a fence launch.
Nice.
And there goes Mark. Caught some lift here, which lifted me up straight over the fence. Beautiful.
Woohoo! Thank you. That was not easy.
A group of us baited out to the spectacular Tunk Head. What an adventure that was. Hung out here for a while with Jeremy, Zeed and Rob, circling and soaring in the breeze, enjoying the view. Jeremy shot some great photos of me flying around out here. It's been a bloody great time. The fun adventure just keeps rolling. So I'll catch you in the next video. Please take the time to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so.